Cooking with Cathy. I'm Cathy Witt from Holy Cross Health. Welcome to this part of our diabetes prevention program. Today is the first time I'm actually making a treat for us all. I'm making black bean brownies. The nutrition information is provided on the recipe that you'll see on the YouTube channel, Holy Cross Health FL. Don't forget the FL for Florida. And the playlist is diabetes prevention and education. Nice alternative to regular brownies. They're gluten-free. So I'm going to start putting them in a blender, and you can use a regular blender. You don't need a Vitamix or a Ninja or whatever you might think you need. So I'm starting out with 1 can of black beans. They're drained and you can rinse them if you wish. The ones I buy are low sodium. I'm putting in 3 eggs. The recipe calls for 3/4 cup of sugar, but I cut it to 1/2 and you don't notice. I always try to cut the sugar out when I'm baking. 1/2 cup of cocoa powder and just regular Hershey's. It doesn't have to be the expensive kind. 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. A pinch of salt, and a little bit of instant coffee. A teaspoon gives it a nice flavor. You can omit the coffee if you want less caffeine. All right, I'm gonna blend that up. Super easy, blend it up in the blender. So it's going to depend on your blender, and I'm going to give that another little run. You can look at it and tell if it's ready. You may want to get a spatula and push some of that powder down and just give it a good mix. You'll know when it's ready. You can take a look. It is a little runny, so just be aware. And I wanted to show you what I do. I like to use parchment paper, even though this is a non-stick pan. I use some parchment paper. I give it a little spray with some vegetable oil, and then it's super easy. I could just lift it out of the pan. This recipe actually calls for putting little chocolate chips on top before you bake it. So you don't want to dump that over with the chips on top. But again, that's optional also. So I'll dump it in. And then I like the little spatulas in the blender because you can get in all the nooks and crannies. Very well. I'll put that aside. And then I can sprinkle I use the mini chips. Enjoy life. They are free of all the allergens. And then the mini ones melt, but they don't melt completely into the batter, so you can see. All right, so we'll put that in a 350 oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. And there you have. So on this version, I omitted the chocolate chips. And you can see, once it cools, how I can just lift it out with that parchment paper. Enjoy.